So Josh wanted to show off his glow sticks, which is great. So I wanted to see you, bud. Bye-bye.
Bye.
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 I'm going to college.
Okay, go to college. See you when you graduate. I got some pieces here. So this is the one shelf in my boxes that holds all the smaller spaceships. I got the one shelf I might show you later, but it's not as cool as this one, although it does have the Galaxy Explorers in it, the 924s and the 918s. And my personal favorite vehicle, the Shuttlecraft. Just love this thing. It's one of my favorite things ever. Anyway, forget that. So I had to come up with a way of getting all our spaceships to shows and from shows and in storage without them busting to pieces. So I came up with this. It's just this 1/2-inch plywood. It's got the 1/8 bottom on it. I haven't glued down the foam yet because I'm not sure if that's what I want to do with it. But this is where I put all the vehicles that are on the layout and the vehicles that I care about. And the good part is that there's enough vehicles in here that, I don't pack the layout. So sometimes I do something with the one corner that's launching this rocket. So I got the radars and other things. And then I do the geology. So I have this guy and all the diggers that are in here. And the this guy over here, the mineral detector. So I change it up for shows. And then the rest of them are just get distributed on the layout wherever I can. So there's a few things that are quite interesting. Yes, I have the Benny mini spaceship because that's kind of cool, and people saw it in the store, so I put it in the layout, and there was a space there in the foam for it. So there's a couple mocks in here, very few, very few mocks in here, but I got my guy. This is something I came up with probably on our second or third show way back in the day, 2008. Is usually there's two red tanks in here too. This is the air guy. This is the guy that goes around and replenishes the air in everybody's tanks and whatever. So he just drives around all day long. He replenishes the O2 in everybody's tank so they can just keep on working out there. So that's what he does. I wanted him. This guy, of course, from Mini Spaceship. This is my repair guy. This guy was very, very important way back in the day when I had my little gantry going back and forth fixing the bus in 928. So this is the computer console. He gets drops off and he takes the clip off, and it's just like your diagnostics for your car. He plugs it into the CPU and the computer, and then he does diagnostics on the spaceships. And then the tools, of course. So he's my little repair guy. That was a mock. That was, filling a little niche. Not too many other mocks. There are, I think he's in here. I thought he was in here. I don't see him right now. Maybe I got rid of him. Oh no, there he is. So this is out of the book, the idea book. I always liked them, so I made one, and it stays in the layout. But one of my favorites is this guy here, because I always wondered how they got off the spaceships. So this is, and let me just pull out one of these guys, and so there you go, just like an airport. So these guys are all lowered. These guys, I got a bunch of them. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I had a big one. Don't know where that is. And that's just so the people can get on and out of their spaceships on the level. So I don't have all the various different space sets, even though I probably could. One of my original ideas is one of each of the original space sets, but I thought since I'm not doing the buildings, I'm not going to try to keep one of each of the space sets, because that guy is cool, and that guy is cool, and there's so many cool sets here that I could put in, but these are the ones I had for now. Another little thing that's really, really quick is, of course, the vehicles can't be too tall, because of course this got to slide into the box. So I had to take some pieces off while it's in storage, and so there's storage right there. So you just take this guy out and you put him on, and then he's done. I think he's missing an antenna. I don't know where the antenna is right now. I'll find. And then this guy here goes over here, blah, blah, blah. So I do keep them separate because they were too high when the box was closed. So just foam. It's 1-inch foam. And I cut out the openings. And so these things don't move around. They're kind of wedged in. This guy's not wedged, but still one of my favorite sets ever, the 6880. I thought he was the coolest. And so I make sure there's at least 2. I don't know why I did that. Have the black underneath. Something I did. Some people notice, some people don't. But it's, so while we're here, so I got the 918 for Christmas one when I was 12 or 13. Oh, sorry, I was younger. I was like 10 or 11. So this is the first. Get him up. So this is my first Christmas, 1978 or 1979. That's the one space set I got. I got other Lego, but they were basic sets. So that was 78, 79. And then the next Christmas, we'll go through it. So I got that guy for my next Christmas. And I got this guy, the 6880. And I got, where is he? Well, this guy, he's not even in here, right? And I got, let's go pull him down quickly. If I can find him. There he is. The 6890. So that one, and this one. Get rid of that. And this guy. So this is Christmas 1, and this is Christmas 2. And I was 12, I think, in Christmas 2. So those are the 4 I got the next year. Thank you, parents. And then they let me know very clearly that when I turned 13, they were no longer buying me Lego. So these are the first 5 space sets that I got. The last 5 space sets that I got from anybody else for Christmas or birthdays. I'm not saying it's traumatic because it really wasn't. I was 13. And what happened though is I started buying my own. I really did. I never ever gave it up. And like even through high school, and thank goodness I had friends that honestly supported me. I mean, I was a geek in school, as you can see. Clearly see I was a geek. And I never stopped being a geek. But they're truly honest because there all those Revenge of the Nerd movies were in the 80s and all those other movies about geeks getting picked on and nerds and whatever. My friends never did that to me. I had my buddy Rick and my friend Pete and all my friends, as they say, were 100. Well, I won't say 100%, but they were they were very supportive of my hobby here. And we showed Lego Wars at school during the lunch hour periods. And I was in grade 12 or 11. And we showed Lego Wars and people loved it. And I mean, some people, I get the guys who always hung out in the smoking area, and some of them are pretty Neanderthalish. But overall, 98% were, Dave, this is fantastic. You guys did a good job on that. We really liked it. I'm glad you're, and having a good time with your hobby. And that's 1984. Right. So here I am. 36 years later. And it's still here, and I still have the sets that I had in that movie and when I got for Christmas. And so anyway, back to this. This makes my life so much easier to transport because overall they stay together, and I really appreciate that. So I just take it out of here and I put it on the layout. Boom, done. Walk away, and it's so those are the holes for the Starfleet Voyager. I said in my last video that I couldn't stand the Robot Command Center when it first hit the market. It's mostly true. Until I actually built it like 5 years ago. And I said, this is a great set. The Starfleet Voyager. I think I called it something else earlier, but no, it's a Starfleet Voyager. I didn't like at all when I saw it in the shelf. I always wanted a Galaxy Explorer. I didn't get the Galaxy Explorer till well after. Not before I got it well before the internet, but I didn't buy it off the store shelf. I got I inherited, quote unquote, a few copies when we made Lego Wars. Thanks, Jake. um, but I got a few during the, as I say in the last video, the garage selling and the ad in the newspaper back in the early '90s. I got a few Galaxy Explorers, and when I really got all my Galaxy Explorers, most of them was eBay when it first showed up. So yes, the internet, but I never got the Galaxy Explorer. I did get the 924 through acquisitions out of high school. Um, from friends who are getting rid of their collections back in the day, but nobody. I mean, but I had already Galaxy Explorer because we had it left over from Lego Wars, and I think we tried to disseminate the pieces back to the original people, but I don't think that happened very well. So, sorry. Anybody who I owe a Galaxy Explorer to, let me know. So, I know it's 36 years later, but just let me know. Other interesting tidbits about this specific thing is I do change. I mean, this is where's the X1? The X1's in here somewhere. There it is. It's one of my favorite coolest sets ever. It's this guy, the rocket/satellite launcher. I'm just going to move him out of the way. I always talk about how I modify sets. This one's quote unquote heavily modified because I could never stand taking apart the rocket to launch it. So what happens is that, yes, you had to use newer pieces for this, but I use these pieces. And now it's easier with two hands. This rocket comes off without taking it apart. And of course, this is holding it, and these guys are holding it down. So this is one of my mods to an original set. It's a purpose mod, unlike the 918, which was a non-purpose mod where I put the landing pads one stud in because they're supposed to be on the outside here. I obviously didn't read the directions good enough when I was 12, but I've always built them that way. And as soon as I didn't find out until I started doing shows that was wrong. When I looked at Piron and the instructions on Piron, that they're supposed to be out here. And I said, I'm not going to change it now. So all my 918s have the landing pads one in, but that was a mistake. This is not a mistake, obviously. I did it on purpose. The rocket's secure in there until you want to launch it, and then you don't have to take it apart to get it off. What other changes did I make? I don't think I made too many other changes in here. This is original, which is, my only original. These clear dishes are few and far between. I have a third one in storage somewhere, and I have a lot of broken ones that were actually quote unquote mine from garage selling. And the handles have been broken off. Can't do anything about that. What else? Not much else. I do have the fueling truck from the launch pad, the rocket launch pad. I don't actually have the rocket launch pad in the layout, and sorry about that. I also had, I don't think it's here now. I also had the, I don't want to say it's the gun car from the 926, the command base, the original command base. I had that in here for the longest time, and I don't see it now, so I must have not had room for it. So he's not in here anymore. I tried to have at least a vehicle. I do have the little building from the Galaxy Explorer in the layout, just because I like it, and it doesn't take up a lot of room in storage. That's about it, though. I got this guy, always a cool set, original classic space. This one, a little bit of a story, and if my friend Jeff reads watching this video, I don't think he does. He had this when he was a kid, and I always loved it. We used to go to his place because his dad was our pastor, and we would be at his place a lot, and Jeff was a good kid to hang out with. He got this set, and I loved it when I went over to this place to play Lego. And this was just a cool set. And I didn't actually get this set for the longest time, but I always remember wanting it. And as soon as I got it, I mean, again, that was well before the internet, but this is a cool set. And this is a really well done set overall. Why they call it the all-terrain vehicle when it really doesn't go any bumps, doesn't matter. But it's a really cool set. And I remember wanting it. When my friend Jeff had it, and happy I have it. And every time I see it, I think about my buddy Jeff and all the fun that we had growing up. So there's that. What else was there? Not much else in here. As I say, the Starfleet Voyager, I have at least 2 of them in the layout now because they're really cool looking. I do use the box, the storage container in the Starfleet Voyager all over the layout, and I also use the little storage container that comes out of the 924 all over the layouts because that's what they use to store their stuff. Not so. What you do, and while we're talking about this, is you put the ship down and you draw the outline. And I used we found it at the Valley Village, any thrift store, is an old electric knife that people use for carving turkeys. And that's what I honestly used to cut these out. And you just draw it out, and basically I just put a 4 wide thing here, and you don't want to make it exactly 4 wide because you want it to push in. So there's a little bit of friction there when you're pulling these things, so they don't slip. I mean, that one's going to slip, but they get stuck in there, which is nice. That's why I should glue it because this thing is always pushing out. But you can see all the old marker outlines of all these things. Let's figure out where all these tanks are coming from. Obviously, they're coming off of specific vehicles, but I don't see any that's missing. And then so they just push in, and then they stay there and they don't move around. Now, I will say the Starfleet Voyagers are just in place. They're just stopping from moving back and forth. But again, you're never going to turn the box upside down, hopefully. And so these things don't move side to side. They can stand a bump. They don't break. Before, I was transporting them in cardboard boxes inside Ziplocs because I knew they would pieces would break off, and then you're spending 3 hours putting all the ships together again. And I wanted to eliminate that. So this does take up more space, obviously, because there's a lot of air here. There was a thought that I would have put multiple layers so you could actually save space, but I said screw it. The big box has 2 of these shelves. They're all the same. They're both the same size. One carries the Galaxy Explorers and the 924s and the shuttle, and this one carries those. I may not ever glue this down because I might get another piece of foam and get a whole different set of spaceships at some point. I might, bring this guy or even bring that guy because some people like them. I got a bunch more up here. This is, while we're talking about this is one I just made. Again, that's a mock, quote unquote, it's a mock, because there's a space in my layout that at night, when you turn off all the lights, quote unquote, at night, it's completely black. And so I wanted to light her up. So this is the roadies, quote unquote, the roadies. They will show up with this guy, and then they're adjustable lights. And so I have a life light kit here, and I'll have a little wire coming out of the base plate that you can plug this thing in, and so you can light up that one corner of the layout with whether it's launching the rocket or doing the geological find. Either way, these guys will be there to light it up, kind of like a 2001: A Space Odyssey scene on the moon when they're digging up the was it ETA? What was it called? Oh man, my mind's going. Whatever they called the monolith in the 2001, but they had all those lights shining on it. So that's what that guy's doing. And I made 2 of him. So I got 2 of them ready to go into the show. There's the other one over there. What else I got back there? I always forget what I have. Oh, see, so this is the other thing on that radar. So this is what I've done to prevent, because again, where'd it go? These things break. These handles break. They break very easy. So I just made my own by just putting the 2x2, whatever you call them. There used to be a name for them, and I can't remember it now. But they go in the bottom of boat hulls or whatever that slide across carpet, and that's good enough for a show. I mean, I do bring this one to a show, but if I wanted to, I would just bring this guy, and I wouldn't have to worry about losing these guys. They're very expensive to replace. What else do I have up here? This guy, I think I may have mentioned, is one of my favorite sets ever. So this guy, I just got off of Jamie. So thanks, Jamie, over at Brick Shack. Much appreciated. Free shout out to Brick Shack. Fantastic Lego store to go to in Grimsby, Ontario. Look it up. It's right there on Main Street. Up there, none of those guys. They're all from the commander. There's that ship there. Oh, uh, there's. Thanks, Simon. You're fantastic. Um, I keep on thinking about putting a Gamma one into the layout. I just don't want to put them in right now. I want to be older, quote unquote, older sets, like these guys. But I didn't have room for 3, so I just have the one. I do have Peter Reed's. I don't know why he's fallen over, but I'm not going to pick him up with the video in my hand because I might fall and drop him. But anyway, as I say, what happens? We take the foam out, we get another piece of foam, we pick up other sets in here, we put them in there, and then those sets would be going to the show. But until then, this is what I have. It holds what I want. It holds most of that stuff over there, and things don't get broken. This is too long, so I'm going to wrap this up. Oh, I have a spot right there. I can put one more little set there. I didn't notice that until the video. Anyway, everybody stay safe, stay socially distant. I'm not going to go into it right now, but I'm not feeling very good about the situation in the world right now. So I'm doing things to keep myself smiling, which is to talk about Lego, because news and whatever, I'm perfectly fine, family's perfectly fine. It's just I'm getting a little tired of COVID being around, and I want it gone. Everybody out there, stay safe, stay socially distant, wear your mask, damn it. Oh, I swore. Sorry. Wear your mask, do the world a favor. Let's get rid of this thing so we can get on with our lives. And everybody stay safe and stay secure, and love you all, and I'll talk to you soon.